so these cats were soldiers, Nazi soldiers, and they were facing the music now. They were in court. Judges there is like, okay, World War II is over. What do you have to say now?
Yeah.
And what they said, I think it's paraphrasing, is we were just following orders.
Yeah.
Right? And it's so fundamentally human because we don't understand when we're doing something wrong. Even men to even larger extent. Because, I mean, if we go back in time, like back in time with regards to how we settled disputes, I mean, people would duel with guns, you know, and pillage villages, and you know, so slavery was like,
oh, okay,
you know, exactly. How do you know how we would have reacted in that moment in time where everyone had slaves? What? I can have a slave, you can have a slave, everyone can have a slave, you know. So it's hard for me, Chad. It's hard to say that I would have been thinking differently at that moment in time, or as a collective humanity expect everyone to now think differently. Now it's a time where, okay, we're talking about women in the workplace. We're talking about the positivity and the value of having diversity in the world.
I feel like you're such a nice guy because like you're taking responsibility for shit that Germans did, and now it's our thing. And I get it, like, but
it
what?
Explains, for me, it's an explanation for why it was like that.
But we come from such a different time. We can't even like compare what we would do.
Because my question, sorry. My question is, because going back to what I was saying, I felt so bad to just be a man at one stage. Where I was like, have I just been this evil person my whole life?
But that's because you thinking all the men are you.
And thinking, yes, but I mean, I question things that I've done in the past. And that's clearly not okay.
Okay.
You know, now that the movement has happened, etc. I mean, that's clearly not okay, Luke. I've been racist in the past. Flat out.
Okay.
I've laughed at racist jokes in the past. And I just didn't know better. And it was, I had to figure that out because I'm almost plagued and also gifted, I guess, with this introspection, this heavy introspective thing that happens literally every day in my life where I'm like, okay, where is Luke right now? You know, morally, physically, mentally, where are you? Every single day I have to do that. I mean, and it was something that, and when I was at university, it was something that really bothered me because like, oh my gosh, every single thing that I thought I knew about myself was actually, or at least the way I interacted with women was just wrong.
But look, bro, you can guilt trip yourself for shit that you did in the past, or you can commit to being a better man.
There you go.
You know, you can choose how you're gonna, what is the turmoil that comes from this? Like, yes, it's hard for me to step outside because of the things I've done in the past, but let's not, you weren't at your best. That wasn't your best. You weren't fully aware. Exactly. You weren't at your most conscious, right?
Exactly.
That's not the best version of Luke, right? So you know that's not the best version of you.
Yeah.
We forgive ourselves for those mistakes and we make it right. Yeah. We ask for forgiveness and we do better.
Yeah.
We can't be like, nah, but the Nazis back then, man, damn.
So the problem with this generation, your people's generation, I find it, you people think way too much.
Yeah, we do.
You overthink shit that is simple, and you turn that simple into something complicated.
Yes, exactly.
I watch it through my kids, through people around me, the youth. I watch social media myself. But that wasn't such a big thing. Why are you making such a big thing? And now, shit, now you need to go see a psychologist because you turned that normal thing into something cuck. And now, oh shit, now you're spending money firstly. You're telling a woman's telling, or a man is telling you something that you already know you are, or you just did. But just sitting still, having a conversation, not overthinking you will actually be fine, guys.
And
you
give
will.
yourself grace. Give yourself grace.
Forgive yourself.
Yeah.
You can make mistakes. It's okay.
Where you go,
I'm
that's
definitely
exactly
the
what you're saying. Where you are heading to is important.
Yeah.
What happened in the past, it's done.
Yeah, 100%.
You cannot change that.
Yeah.
You can do better things now with what happened.
Exactly.
And why I said that is because it's obviously it's good to be angry because anger starts change.
Yeah.
Right? But then these people that are in these places or these positions of power, they are coming from a position or a perspective of I didn't do anything wrong. Right? Instead of they had something evil in mind and they are implementing it. You understand? You understand what I'm trying to say?
Are we back to the Germans?
Yes.
Just back to men in the workforce and whatnot. Sorry, let me finish my thought. It's a case of they didn't know better. Like I said, they were like, no, this is how it's supposed. This is how my father did it and my grandfather did it.
I would like to.
It's not.
You go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
I think that what you are failing to see is the other side of it. So the Germans that hate Jewish people, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were those people, they were alive and they were conscious of the fact that this was wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a choice that you make to stand on the right side of history.
Yes.
And even with like what's happening in Palestine right now, the genocide, there are Israeli children that are refusing to be drafted in the military. And we don't speak about those kids. We don't speak about those teenagers that they know that there is something happening that is wrong. Their parents can tell them, oh no, you have to, like this is part of our religion. But they say, no, it's not.
No.
And I'm not going to murder a child. Like that is not something that I'm going to do. And it's a choice that you make every single time. There were white people in apartheid. They stood with brown people. And we cannot forget about those people.
100%.
We must remember that, yes, white people in general followed the sheep.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of them that did not. And I know a lot of my friends' parents who were great people in that struggle. They were the people that did not care if they lost their jobs. They just wanted to stand on the right side of history. And you cannot make excuses for the people who chose not to. Because they did have a choice.
To be saying that, oh no, I was just following orders is one of the biggest cop-outs ever. And
absolutely.
For you to be giving them the grace of they didn't know any better, let's be real, they did know better. If they are in control of their mind, you know, it's not that it's not that Trump went to go to the voting stations and force people to vote for him. They made that collective decision, and now it's like, oh, I was just doing what everybody else was doing. We need to hold people responsible for what they actually do.
You are excused until you are given the right information. You are excused until you are like been given that paradigm shifting information. Like, oh, what I've been doing my whole life is wrong, and it's been demeaning this set of people or this group of people. Then after that precipice has been jumped over or met, then it's you. Then you have no excuse. Then you have no excuse.
I also think but when you say things like that and you make space for people that can now say, oh, we
That's the worst type of
know what is
delusion.
happening. I think that also falls into play in our own country with the TRC. Because those people will not be held accountable.
Nearly.
They were said, okay, you just come and say what you say and then we'll just accept because you were part of the sheep. And that's not right. Like they were supposed to be held accountable and then things would have gotten better. But we said because it's easier to just adopt that we didn't know or we were following
That's evil. That's evil.
Then it's fine. And it's the same for all the other struggles. That is exactly what happened in Namibia.
Absolutely.
It's what's been happening again and again. And it's because we do not hold accountable colonizers and people that take power from us. I mean, the British crown jewels are from this country.
Bro.
Why are they not back here? It is the 21st century. Why have we not decided those are our jewels? Bring them back.
Why
because we are still
family?
scared of power.
And now I'm going to say something positive about your generation. What I just witnessed in this room now, that is the nice side. And those Jewish kids that don't want to go fight to kill murder children, this generation now has woken up. And actually, they're very smart. This generation is a smart generation. And if it's shit and it smells like shit, they call it as shit. And I like that about this generation. They're not scared to talk. because they just don't give a shit.
But also because this is what happens when you're born free.
Yeah.
In a country like South Africa. This is what happens when you are born with freedom, with the right to walk as your own person.
Yes.
It's very hard to speak with freedom when all you know is oppression and you don't even
100%.
have... Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So you often maybe ask, but why doesn't my auntie understand? Bro, she only knows what she knows. And you can't teach her your perspective because you were born with an ID. You were born with this and that and that.
That's
shit that she fought for.
They don't know anything else. And it's going... Look, what you said earlier on. How are you going to change it? This generation
100%
is going to change it. I'm telling you,
we have to
it's going to get better.
Yeah.
And people are going to stand up for their rights and whatever else comes with it. And I believe your generation is going to be that change.
100%.
But you need to be guided by a few sane and normal uncles like myself.
100%.
And there's a few liquor guys out there that's been through life, through apartheid, through all the shit that this country's thrown at them.
Yeah.
And we're not stupid people. And we realize our future are you people. But you just need one or two of us to just make sure that you guys are okay.
Yeah.
And also just to get the help, because remember that born free are born free, yes. But they're born free with the hangings of the apartheid.
Yeah.
We will always be reminded that you're the first gen student, our first generation of varsity students. You're going to be the one that saves us. We will always have that on our back. We will always know that the apartheid happened.
Yeah.
So you must guide us, but also give us the space and the protection of what you know. And keep reminding us of what was happening before so that it doesn't leave us.
No, 100%. I agree.
We can start with games after this point, and I really wanted to talk to you about Thornton riots, because I know you were probably in the thick of it at that time.
Frontline.
I was in Mitchell's Plain at the time.
Oh, you were Mitchell's Plain.
That was separate.
Bridgetown, because
No,
we were Bridgetown for
so it was Bridgetown. No, I was young then.
Oh, you were
when
young.
I was in high school. That's when the Thornton riots happened.
Oh, okay.
But I was in the Mitchell's Plain group where we were that Portland, Mondale, that walk, and we were moved all the way up there.
Yeah.
And so that Mitchell's Plain group, that was different. So we didn't come to the side. I was a kid. I was 15 years old at the time.
Yes, fair enough.
So it was hectic. I got like hiding at one stage.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. I'm sure. And
tear gas is not fun, eh?
To talk to, like aunties and uncles that didn't know freedom. My grandmother to this day talks about how amazing the government was pre-apartheid or during apartheid.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm alluding to. Yeah. They don't know better. People don't know better. We are blessed with the ability to think and the ability to be introspective and retrospective. But the humanity on a broader scale just aren't enlightened, and the anger is so important, so that the layman can now change their perspective.